Hi, my name is Justin, and this is my last and final milestone video for my project. This is my last milestone. I finished the exterior of the box, just wrapped in all white, as you can see, and of course the LCD displays on the front. And then for the interior, I somewhat managed the wires. The wires I was given was very long, so I just wrapped it and tied it with a little tie there. And then I also made a little enclosure for my Raspberry Pi here on the top. And I did that so that since my game is portable, if you move the box around, turn it different ways, the Raspberry Pi stays secure and doesn't get damaged, because that would mean the game wouldn't work. So I just want to do that. And then this is my last milestone. I just have a way better understanding of how my project works. I researched what an API is, what it does, how ChatGPT generates its responses, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what I accomplished since my last milestone video. And some key things I learned is just in this project in general is how to use command line or terminal. Like, it was a huge thing in my project. Like, it was my best friend, I'd say, because I use it to like do everything, to remotely access my Pi, to clone a repository, to plug in my API key. Like, I use the terminal for everything in this project, so getting the hang of it was like pretty essential and all that. So I also learned VS Code. I used it specifically this week to like look over my code and to understand each part. Like, oh, this part generates a backstory, this part imports the resources from ChatGPT so that it can generate the responses and all that. So that's what I use VS Code for. And then I also learned just like the inner workings of the Raspberry Pi. So previously in my milestone video, I had to download Python requirements, but I had to understand that I needed a newer version of Python to install those requirements. So stuff like that, just knowing what the Raspberry Pi needs to run my game, was just something I had to learn along the way. And then ChatGPT and how it functions is something I have a way better understanding of now, and specifically how it generates stuff for my game. So just learning stuff like that, I think, could be like really useful for me in the future. Some things I wish to learn, like after Bluestamp, after this experience, is to create a GUI. I know I mentioned in my previous milestone as one of my goals. I couldn't meet it before my demo night, but I think me and my instructor definitely talked about it enough to be able to create one after Bluestamp. So I will definitely be looking into that. And then another thing I would want to learn is just more about ChatGPT, or just like AI in general, because I did like some research before demo night, and there's like a whole world I didn't even like look into when I looked into like AI and how ChatGPT works and like its neural network. So that's something I definitely look into after Bluestamp, and of course, like I said again, something that could help me in the future for like a job or something like that. And then lastly, something I want to like learn about myself is just like what I'd want to do in the future. I had a guest speaker, Justin. He's one of the instructors for Bluestamp, and he had a little lecture today, and he was talking about just it's okay to not know what you want to do in the future. Just put yourself in like the right realm. And just by joining Bluestamp, I think I did that. Like, just putting myself in the engineering realm. I still don't know what I want to do, but I definitely know it's going to be like engineering related.